SoFloRadio.com and SoFloTelevision.com. Since the dawn of civilization, the elusive quest in pursuit of the perfect drink continues to evolve. Now more than ever, we reap the rewards of this passion. The perfect vintage, the finest brew, or a spirit of optimum age and class. And now, SoFloRadio.com invites you to discover the wonderful world of booze by the glass.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to By the Glass. I'm your host, Brett Hubbard, and I'm welcoming you to explore the wonderful world of wine, beer, spirits, and everything in between. We got a great show for you today. I'm joined by my guest host, Jason. Ivan Van on the board.
Yes, I am.
Intern Dio back there, crazy in the studio as always. And then I'm very happy to have Mr. Steve Shaw Jr. in the house. Steve, welcome to the By the Glass show.
Thank you so much. Great to be here.
It's great to have you because not only are you someone who's brethren to me in a way because of the upstate New York thing and the love of wine and wine being in your DNA. Literally. But you're also
how does that work?
But you're also in the biz. You're a beverage guy. You have a SDS Enterprises, which we're going to talk all about. You handle not only Shaw Vineyards, but you also handle Cockspur Rum, Iceberg Vodka, two great brands which are very well received in the market. And you do it with style, and you're a New York guy, you're a Manhattan kind of guy. So really very cool, and definitely thanks for taking your time out of your busy vacation to come by and hang out with us.
Of course. It's amazing to be here. Yeah.
We promised to get you nice and drunk, so and pick your brain.
Yeah,
that's fine.
He needs our help for that, obviously.
Yeah.
and we're here to help.
We're always here to
Sorry
help.
about your SDS, though, but I know a doctor. He'll give you his card after the show. He just doesn't ask any questions at all.
It's not contagious.
Oh, okay. That's what she said.
So where do we begin? So much to talk about, and really just a fantastic voyage. Growing up for you, I would imagine, up there in What do you call it? It's kind of Western New York, the Finger Lakes region. Such a wonderful region. Tell me a little bit about your history of the Shaw Vineyards and that whole thing.
My father, at about age 24, bought a vineyard with basically it was a Taylor Wine Company vineyard, so it had some history. So it has some growing history.
But people got to remember that in the 70s, Taylor Wine was massive. I mean, those guys supplied probably 30% of the total wine market in this country.
Think of it this way: Taylor Wine Company was moving between 13 to 14 million cases a year back in the 60s and 70s. The population of the U.S. was half of what it is now.
Unbelievable.
So that's what Yellowtail roughly is doing right now. That kind of numbers. So I mean, you just had Taylor was just such a recognized brand name, such a respected brand name, fantastic family. It was just they really, really put New York wine on the map. They really did. So, and it's my father's roots, our family's roots are right in Hammondsport, New York. My grandfather went to high school with Walter Taylor, ended up being his insurance man. He was Dr. Frank's insurance man. So my father worked at the Taylor Wine Company on the bottling line as a teenager, gave tours, and so it's really in his blood. It's really in people's blood. I mean, during harvest time, it was an excused absence for kids to take off time to harvest grapes.
Put them to work.
Right in Hammondsport. Exactly. Yeah. So it was, it's a unique place to grow up. A lot of history.
Especially now that I travel up there once a year, as people might know or not know, my in-laws have a house right there on Lake Seneca. It's God's country. But going there now, we're the spoiled ones, basically reaping what you've sown, literally. The fruits of your labors, literally. We go up there, we have a wonderful time, and it's kind of where everybody wants to be. And I know that my father-in-law is kind of like, stay out of my town. And he only bought land there like 10 years ago. I can imagine how you feel.
It's the region has really changed. It's everything has got its roots, Yeah. It's a beautiful area. There's just a lot going on. A lot more wineries are opening up, and the quality of the wine the past 10 years is just increasing and getting better. Wine Spectre, wine enthusiast ratings are getting better and better, and it's drawing a great crowd of people, for all different types of wineries. But what Shaw does, what Shaw Vineyard does, we're focused on small production, boutique-style, handcrafted wines, and a lot of wineries are opening up like that. And it's great to see as far as that type of wine. And then you've got great restaurants opening up. Locavore, the Locavore movement is really happening, especially in the Finger Lakes, and that's kind of translating to New York City. People want young people of all ages, they want to have something where they know where it's from. And it personalizes it. It's a personalized experience. So people are going to the Finger Lakes and meeting the winemaker literally behind the bar, tasting bar, pouring wine, and they're seeing the action of the press deck, and it's really hands-on. The Finger Lakes is really hands-on. It's not a slight to Napa Valley, but it's totally different from Napa and Sonoma.
Different. Oh, absolutely. So. Yeah, no, Napa is like, well, I'll tell you, in my travels through Napa, it's kind of like, okay, I'm just, just traveling through here because everything, it's like, you want to go to Mondavi, it's like, oh yeah, $30 or $40 to buy one glass and hang out in the gardens, and everything is just so posh and upscale. But Sonoma's a little better, but it's still, it's you get down into the Russian River and it's kind of like, it's daunting to get through the day. But New York's completely different. It's still people that live there, and the vineyards are in their backyards. The vineyards are in people's
family businesses, literally.
Families' businesses.
Yeah.
It's still a place where people live and just has beautiful vineyards and beautiful.
Absolutely.
So that's really the best part about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't become this, I don't even know what to call it, this megalo crazy place, city of just unbelievable. I mean, where everybody, when people think Napa now, they don't even think anything but wine. But there's people that have a history there too that's kind of like overshadowed. So New York hasn't become that. But talk to me. Let's segue a little bit into the actual land and the types of grapes and everything. Now, European vinifera, for people at home that don't really know, those are the varietals that you're familiar with: Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinot Grigio, that type of thing. But there's also indigenous grapes that grow in this country that aren't necessarily the same styles and flavors as you would probably know that you wouldn't see on your market. You might know a Pink Catawba if you saw it, an Old Taylor Pink Catawba. They used to make it, and it actually used to make its way down into Florida.
It's still out there. I mean,
it is still out there.
Pink Catawba still out there.
But
yes.
But the interesting thing is that guys like Dr. Frank and your dad and everything, these are the guys that were basically pioneers for planting this European vinifera and giving it, an opportunity to grow and prosper in upstate.
I think really obviously Dr. Frank deserves a lot of credit. There's also a couple people that came over from Clicquot in France that worked with Gold Seal. A couple of guys that don't get mentioned a lot are Guy Deveau and Charles Fournier. And again, they came over from Clicquot. They brought Dr. Frank over to the U.S.
Clicquot's a region in Champagne. Right?
It's a producer. Yes. Yeah. Veuve Clicquot is a producer in Champagne. And these guys, Guy Deveau and Charles Fournier, I think this is about the mid-'50s. Mm-hmm. They were envisioning vinifera growing in the Finger Lakes, and Dr. Frank was obviously the first one to really do it. Herman Weimer was actually the second one to really, really plant and really put the Finger Lakes on the map with
his Rieslings
New York Times and all these publications.
You know what would go great with this conversation?
Some wine.
Alcohol.
All right.
Absolutely.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I held out as long as I could.
That's quite all right. 10 minutes. Wow. Absolutely.
7 minutes. I was going to sound an
alarm.
I've
been waiting to have Steve Shaw Jr. on the show for a long time.
Yes, thank you.
We were very thrilled to hear that you would actually come on. And thank God for Twitter. Otherwise, we would have never met and been able to have you on.
It's amazing.
It's great stuff, isn't it?
The social media world is blowing my mind every day.
Yep.
It's just unreal.
Yeah. What do you think about screw cap closures? We love them. We talk about them all the time, and this is just barely cold enough to drink, just perfect.
Some
wine
people aren't fond of them, but I like them.
Well, why are they not fond of them? I mean, there's absolutely.
It's the way of the future. I like it. You can reseal them. The cork is going away.
But you explained it very well. There's no waste either.
There's no waste. That the industry basically loses millions of dollars every year, total industry, wine industry, that they could put back into research and development, that they could put back into so many things.
They could give it to me.
As opposed to what they lose in corked wine every year. You growing up in the wine business, how does that affected you?
It's gotten better. You have treated corks now. We'll never use anything as far as synthetic. We're not gonna go to synthetic again. Not a slight to synthetic corks, but it's not for us. And a lot of people are traditionalists, if you will, and screw cap is just not something they're going to do. But at this point, there are McLaren Vale Shirazes that are selling for $65 to $95 that are in a screw cap. So
there you go.
I think for Shaw, I think our white varietals is where we'll stay with screw cap closures.
Right.
But treated corks have really reduced. It's about 1 bottle per case nowadays. It used to be more than that. It used to be 3, 4. But screw caps are definitely.
It's
working really well.
It's so funny. There's so much stuff I want to talk about. Have a true winemaker and someone. Right off the bat, though, you open this up, the Sauvignon Blanc, and what I get is
Tasty.
New World lemon and off the nose, and that's almost like New Zealand, But the mini terroirs of Seneca, I get so much of the minerality. And they say you can't smell minerals or taste minerals in wine.
I can smell
But
it.
what they've given to this wine, it's so specific to that part of New York. I go around and I taste New York more than I taste anywhere. I go to California, I've been to Europe, but I go every year and taste the new vintage because I have the opportunity to. And let me tell you, it has unbelievably expanded my overall knowledge, my palate. But when I taste things, I compare them to New York now because of the natural indigenous flavors that come from the land there are so abundant and it's so fresh. Talk to me a little bit about that. I mean, just this wine alone is just blow your mind.
Thank you.
The Finger Lakes like it smells.
Yeah. The Finger Lakes in general, it was formed during the Ice Age.
Right.
Glaciers came through, deposited all different types of soils, mixed everything up, and you've got a lot of shale. So you've got a lot of indigenous shale, and obviously the glaciers carved these just massive caverns, which are now the Finger Lakes.
900 feet deep.
There are some parts of Seneca they don't know how deep it is. Some it's 600, some it's 1,000, and it's just a very deep lake. And the presence of the lakes is the reason for the whole region to be able to produce. Is a wine growing region. So to be able to be a wine growing region, it's just a little bit warmer because of that water, and you're able to cultivate grapes. But the wines of the Finger Lakes are just as traditional as cool climate as you can get. The reds, the whites, everything. It's a cool climate style wine. So that shale is going to impart a lot of minerality to the white wines, a lot of earthiness to the reds.
Yeah.
So you're going to have it's just the New York State reds are very reminiscent of Bordeaux, Burgundy. California is more
too.
like
I get a lot of Loire because of how north it is. You know what I get? The Gewürztraminers. Are very the Gewürztraminer have a floral essence to them, very similar to a Chenin Blanc from the Loire.
Absolutely.
They're so dialed in right there. I mean,
what's this we're drinking?
This is Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely exceptional wine.
Very sweet.
Thank you.
Compared to what the smell. I mean, that smelled like
good
sulfur,
summertime,
a little phosphorus on it. I thought it was going to be
well, it's fruity.
way drier than that.
Sweet's a bad word.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fruity, but the thing is that's about the winemaker wants to make it because here's the thing. I mean, he wants to display all of the characteristics of this wine. So therefore, he's going to not attenuate it as dry as possibly someone else might. But since it's a New World wine, and they can pretty much put whatever signature they want on it, this is the way that they want to portray it. And I find it to be delightfully fruity, but still have a characteristic of dryness on the back of my tongue now that makes it uncloying, very, very nice, easy going. I mean, this could go with just about any food.
Talk about mahi mahi. We're here in Florida. Mahi mahi, any kind of seafood that especially
mango chutney,
Saturday afternoon.
Yeah,
picnic.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I like to look at the vehicle when I'm eating, the one driving by on the street. No, absolutely. What's on top of that fish? The mango chutney, whether it be maybe a teriyaki glaze or something like that. What brings the fish in? It's always that whatever signature sauce or side that's working into the plate that really you should look at with your beverage. And definitely something like this just brings it all together. It's such a nice marriage of the food and the wine. Top notch, man.
And that's really, that's what wine is all about. It's really meant to be paired with food, and it's becoming more and more common. It wasn't always that way in America back in the Mad Men days. It was Canadian Club and jug wine, and it's totally different.
No,
now.
I know, and this is a great temperature too because it started out more lemon zest, but I'm getting pineapple now, right? Dio's back here like. Dio could drink this like all day long, It's like now he's a connoisseur. It's so funny because these guys, it's like, we've been 2 years doing this and we drink everything known to man. Every Thursday, it's like these guys have more experience
something
tasting
new,
beverage
something wild,
than
really
most
broad
people out there.
Eccentric, whatever.
I've been tasting for 20 years all different stuff, but these guys, so they're
fun
really
guys.
starting. These guys will come off like the left cuff with like a comment that like right in the pocket because they're just starting to get palates from tasting all this stuff. And when you put a wine like this in front of people that
it was delicious.
I might
It's
need a
thank
little
you.
more for
Thank
my
you.
palate.
That is absolutely doable.
definitely go for it.
I really like to refer to as this industry, the wine and spirits industry, as liquid geography.
Beautiful.
You're really gonna get a taste, literally.
I need to study the map just a little bit more.
What's at someone's disposal?
Yeah, I'm lost.
There we go. You, sir. Sir, for you.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Oh, it does. I think it smells good, George. I like the smell.
No, it smells good, but it's. I really thought that it was going to be way bolder than this, and I'm not a big white wine guy.
I'm kind of getting into white wines more than reds now.
So cool, dry climate, great European producers, highest quality Finger Lakes growers are some of the remainder. So you guys you grow, you have vineyards. How much? What do you have? What's your hectarage of vine?
We have about 15 acres of vinifera.
Okay.
And we also have Labrusca varietals. So Labrusca varietals are what you're talking about.
Sure.
Catawba, Concord,
it's so
Niagara,
cool,
et cetera.
because you can see the difference in the leaves. You can see the leaves and
you're absolutely right. That's the main differential.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell right away by looking at the leaves what they're planting. We're just north of Glenora right there. I mean, just across from like Glenora, Herman Weaver, and you can just tell the difference by looking at what people are growing. And it's cool because they let you walk through the vineyards in a lot of places and
it's
look at
very
all the
relaxed. The Finger Lakes is very relaxed.
But
it's
if you really want to learn
corporate staunchy,
wine,
it's very
it's
relaxed.
so cool. If you really want to learn wine, you can just indulge yourself in it and talking to people. And I'm sure they'll just let you pull up your cuffs and get into it. Do you guys? I mean, tell me a little bit about your early days, like making wine and that kind of stuff. Must have been just an absolute ball.
I remember as a kid, my father lived on Keuka Lake on Keuka Hill Road. That's the original Shaw Vineyards on Keuka Hill Road.
Yeah, definitely.
And it overlooks Bluff
I've
Point.
driven right over it.
Yeah.
From Keuka over to Seneca.
Do you still own that property or no?
We do.
Oh, wow.
We do. Yeah, there's Chardonnay was planted there in 1980 and Cabernet Sauvignon.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So that's the original.
It's really
that's
forward
the original
thinking too. I mean, people didn't really. I mean, not until basically the 70s things broke with the Chardonnay in America, and then after that, I mean,
are those kind of like the grapes that you eat at the supermarket?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at
totally
all. As a matter of fact, did you know that the Erie?
They look like it though, right?
Well, they're smaller and they're tighter and they're bitter. Okay, and that's what makes them what they are. The grapes that you would eat in the supermarket, let's say, would be big, like a Concord grape. They're more sweet juice.
Okay,
so it's the bitterness of and the thickness of the grape skin that gives it that tannin that makes it such a great fruit to work with. So I'm sure that he can speak into this more than me. I've never made wine. I've made tons of beer. I've been around. I mean, I've studied endlessly, but there's nothing like hands-on, man.
The concept is same. The concept is relatively the same. I mean, everything is very different. The process,
Right.
but the principle is relatively the same.
I mean, temperatures. Fermentation. Temperatures.
Cold
is
fermentation.
Really,
yes.
and also just maceration is important. You don't want, and that brings me to my next question. Okay, maceration is important. You guys don't use mechanical cropping or picking. You do everything by hand. Now, tell me the difference and why that would make a difference to a wine.
Think of it as anything that's handcrafted. Anything that's handcrafted, as far as cars, clothing, tools, everything. It's just that attention to detail. It's really everything is handpicked. We use everything is gravity. We just use gravity. So everything
breaks under its own weight. That type of thing.
Yeah, everything we're doing is handpicked. And as far as the finished, everything when all the picking is done, whatever tonnage we have, we let it sit there, crush itself. So I mean, we have no must pump. Nothing is shoved through hoses. It's very almost a hands-off approach and letting nature do what it needs to do. That's my father's philosophy. Really, great wine starts in the vineyard, as they say. So.
Have you noticed a difference in the different? I call them the mini terroirs of Seneca and the region, because I know that if you get down to like the southeastern side of Seneca, there's like Red Newt. And those types of guys that do like reds specifically, they'll do cabs, they'll do those types of things, more Bordeaux and that type of thing. And they say that it's better there. But over on the western side of the lake by you and Herman Weimer, you guys are doing great Sauvignon Blanc. You're doing phenomenal Rieslings and that type of thing.
Thank you. Wait till you have our red.
Oh, I can't
wait till you have our red.
I can't wait. But I'm just saying, do you think that how do you think that is there basically, due to that volcanic formation and that type of thing, do you think that maybe it was kind of set up? Have you seen difference? Have you tasted grapes from all over? I mean, growing up there, you have such an insight.
I've tasted, all over the lake, all over Seneca, all over Keuka. It's there's some phenomenal wine being produced. I mean,
Blow your mind.
all over
You-
the
you know,
Finger
you know what?
Lakes.
You know what's really great? There is the Cab Franc, man. Is second to none, and nobody uses that as single varietal. It's blending, Bordeaux blending.
Traditionally, it was.
Yeah, but
it's
I mean-
really found a home in the Finger Lakes.
It has because
It
you know
really
I don't
has.
see that anywhere else. Nobody else is putting out a good Cab Franc. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
Cheval Blanc. That's about
yeah,
it.
there's some great Cab Francs, obviously from the Finger Lakes. I've had some great ones from Napa, and there's some great ones on the North Fork of Long Island as well. But the Finger Lakes is kind of, as far as their signature varietals, if you will, have been kind of Riesling and Cabernet Franc as far as white versus
Yeah,
red. So
it's such a great, just a really wonderful grape.
But
So-
there's a lot of great wineries on the east side as well. They've got a great basically geography, whatever you want to call it. You know, everything that's going on there is just right for growing. The west side as well. So Seneca, you know, the magnitude
Hey,
of
I'm
Seneca
a West
Lake.
Side boy. You don't got to
Yeah, exactly.
me on
Yeah,
it. You know
so
what
am
I mean?
I.
I totally
Yeah.
am. So.
But the magnitude of Seneca Lake is really what makes it great. You know, you've got this massive body of water that allows for grape growing.
It's
you know?
amazing
So-
too. You wouldn't realize how it's 36 miles long, the lake, and they look like fingers. That's why they call them the Finger Lakes, because they're long like fingers. And like I said, they're about 1,000 feet deep and 36 miles from top to bottom, and it's pretty crazy. And what happens is as you get along the slopes of the lake, you get these microclimates that really it's just that lake effect to where it's a little bit warmer in the wintertime and a little bit cooler in the summer, and that's the type of very small, minute details that really dial in these grapes and make for just wonderful winemaking. It's absolutely beautiful. Tell me a little bit about the yeast that you guys use. I mean, do you have pretty much house strains, or have there something? Do you have a propagation that you've cultivated? Tell me a little
We've
bit
got
about that.
some proprietary stuff that I can't really.
No, I don't need
can't
details,
really,
like-
I'd have to get rid of you if I
I
told
hear
you.
ya, I
So,
hear ya.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
I was giving him a good cue in.
But we're using some yeast that
I always wanted to be a
we've got some yeast that are traditionally used for. It's
Right.
We use some yeast that are used for other things in our winemaking, and sometimes it's used in
Do you
white
have-
winemaking with the reds and vice
Right.
versa. And we're just using some, just some unique
Do
stuff.
you guys do you do it like because I haven't spent enough time in vineyards as I have in breweries. Do you do it like a slurry where you keep your own slurry, that type of thing, alive, or how does that work? Or is it just always on the top, on the cap, and you can just scrape it up at any time and use it to pop a
It's
new
mainly on the
batch?
top. Yeah, it's mainly
Yeah.
on the
Okay,
top.
that's cool.
Yeah, yep,
I mean,
yep.
because it doesn't seem like wine is affected as beer to certain things. Like beer is just kind of Nancy boy. It
have a
gets
comment.
spoiled, and you know what I mean. Wine's a little bit more strength, right? Has a
It
little
is,
easier to.
unless it's Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir is very fussy.
The fickle
very,
grape,
very
which-
fussy.
yeah, absolutely. Yes,
I,
Jason.
I found
Sauv
a
Blanc is very
recipe
fussy.
for wine made with store-bought grapes, and everyone
do it.
says it's very bland. So
Well, the reason that it's very bland, I would imagine he's the winemaker, not me, but I would imagine it's very bland because the devil's in the details when it comes to winemaking. If it was that easy, I mean, anybody could do it. But tell me a little bit about the details of the actual making of the wine. What gives you your characteristics and your nature?
I think mainly, as far as our red wines, we're aging our reds in oak 3 years, a minimum of 3 years. So again, it's the hands-off approach. Let the wine develop. In every aspect, let the wine develop. As far as our white wines, we leave our white wines on the lees, the fine lees.
Yeah,
if your
absolutely.
listeners are familiar with this,
Spent
it's
yeast.
the dead yeast.
Yeah.
It's a dead yeast at the bottom of a tank.
Right.
And we're leaving some of the white wines
Cream
on
it
the
out.
lees for a couple years.
That way you don't have to use mallow. You know, you can put out. I mean, you don't make Chardonnay, right? But
We do.
Oh, you do?
We do have a Chardonnay.
Is that the ones you're resting on?
We
the
have
lees, that
partial.
type of
We
thing?
have
What
partial.
about
on-
sparklings? You guys ever get into that?
We would like to. That's my father's
Passion?
dream down the road.
Yeah, it's funny because
does he ever experiment? He has a couple things going.
we don't.
Oh, you don't?
Not at this
Okay.
point. We have some late harvest. We have some late harvest Riesling.
Love that
We're
stuff.
experimenting with. So
Love that
yeah.
stuff. Now, do you guys allow for noble rot? Like George is noble rotted, right? In between his ears. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do that. You have some noble rot, and you make in the botrytis, right?
Absolutely. Botrytis. Botrytis.
Just for you
Is
guys
your
in-
friend.
Yeah, botrytis. Boy, try this. This is good stuff. But that is, yeah, absolutely. But that's when you let the grapes raisinate on the vine. You know what I mean?
Okay, like leave them in the sun.
Exactly. And then when you
What
pick
does
them,
that do to the?
well, what happens is the sugars become concentrated.
Sugars
so that
develop
when you
excessively, if you will.
Yeah,
So-
and then when you ferment it, they become residual sugars. They don't actually ferment into alcohol. So what happens is you get those honeyed, very wonderful flavors. Have you ever had a Sauternes, Jason? Chateau de Chem or something?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, phenomenal stuff. And
But Xavier Plenty is a huge proponent of botrytis, and he's into it. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, wow, 25 after. I could talk to this guy all day. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll drink more wine, and then we'll talk all about SDS Enterprises and how he's like a New York guy, and we'll play some Frank Sinatra and maybe even some Godfather. If we so please. We do all that. We have fun like we do every Thursday at 6 on By the Glass on SoFloRadio.com.
SoFloRadio.com. Available now in your grocer's freezer. Put a team of professional consultants behind your home or business computer with Key Information Solutions, providing solutions to your internet and computing needs while keeping you on the cutting edge of technology. Preventative maintenance and networking support, hardware and custom-built computers. Let Key Information Solutions be your personal tech staff for your home or office with affordable hourly, monthly, or annual rates to fit anyone's budget. Call Key Information Solutions now. 954-973-3374. That's 954-973-3374. Or visit keyinformation.com.
Strawberry patches, smoothie.
Get your hands off me!
Huh?
I said don't touch me!
I shouldn't have went to that party last night. Now I'm seeing talking fruit.
You're not dreaming, Bub, and you're not putting me in that blender to do.
But you're just a fruit.
Who you calling a fruit?
You are. You're a delicious passion fruit.
Why, sure, I'm passionate. How would you like to be blended, huh? I got right, you know.
Customers waiting. You gotta go.
Yeah, but wait, you can...
At Power Smoothie in Aventura, we show fruit no mercy. Always fresh, always delicious. To make the best smoothies and wraps on earth, try our new cilantro lime-alicious wrap or our hot chipotle chicken. Power Smoothie in Aventura, located just north of the Aventura Mall in the Promenade Shops. Or call 305-792-5338. Open 7 days a week.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
Hey, you're tired of listening to the same sports talk show every day? Well, log on to SoFloRadio.com every Tuesday and every Thursday and hear us, John Etch and the Sports Heads. That's right, John Etch and the Sports Heads on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 and on Thursdays from 8 to 10. Thursday show is a little different. Of course, we get into sports, but we'd also get into politics. We get into entertainment. We get into women. We get into drugs. We get whatever. Whatever comes up, we get into it. So log on to SoFloRadio.com every Tuesday and every Thursday and hear the Sports Heads. Peace.
And now we return you to By the Glass.
Tom, can you get me off the hook? For old time's sake.
Can't do it, Sally.
And now the end is near, and so I face.
Welcome back to By the Glass. This is a show about beverage culture. Come to you every Thursday at 6. SoFlo Radio, ByTheGlassShow.com. We're all from Brooklyn, but for this show, we're all from upstate New York. So anyway, Steve, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on. Talk to me about your tasting room and your facilities up there. I want to know. I mean, here it says you have a subterranean area where your barrel room is and everything. Talk to me about your barrel program and your tasting room. Let's say I'm coming in off the streets, and just give me a visual for the people at home that don't know how beautiful your property is.
It's been described as rustic, if you will. Okay, so we've got.
I'll give you that.
We have.
Oh, you got pictures?
Yeah.
Throw out a website for everybody at home.
Yeah.
ShawVineyard.com.
Perfect. Go to ShawVineyard.com, and it's right there on the homepage. I
believe so.
Yes.
But now they can look as they're listening. Go ahead.
Yeah. But I mean, you're walking in. Everything we have is local timber. Okay, it was made by a company. The framing of the tasting room was made by a company.
Now,
called
do you have the
New
big
Energy
rafters
Works.
in the top and everything?
We do.
And
it's all local pine.
And do you come up off the road to an elevation?
No, it's ground level.
Ground
if you
level.
will.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
okay.
just ground level.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're walking in. The tasting room is a timber frame building.
Right.
So it's this beautiful timber frame. I'm biased, of course, but
No,
it's
I'm
this
sure it
beautiful
is
timber
gorgeous.
frame building. It's local pine, and we've got bracketing as well that was reclaimed timber. So we're really green. We're not LEED certified, but it's a very green building. We've got like you said, we've got a subterranean cellar room. Everything is the spray insulation.
Right.
So we've got one air conditioner. We're using one air conditioner. We're wind powered as well. We buy our power from NYSEG, specifically wind power. So we're sustainable. I mean, we are
That's
a sustainable
amazing.
operation.
What your crusher destemmer doesn't have a crusher?
We just have everything is we use
Wow.
gravity. Yeah, we're
Gravity,
using gravity.
yeah. And that-
we have a champagne style press. So we have a
Wow.
Europress champagne style press. So a Europress, you've got it
detaches them the gentlest possible way.
Exactly. Yep. But it's a balloon. It's a big balloon,
That's
and it
amazing.
pushes up against the grape.
It's gentle on your grapes.
Yeah.
So yes, continue on. So talk to me about your barrel programming, your barrel aging, your barrel room. It's under there. I mean, is there something? Is that where you keep the lion's share of the stuff that's going to be 3-5 years?
Those are the caves. That's where the
Yeah.
magic happens.
Yeah.
We've got French oak barrels. We're experimenting with some Hungarian oak, as well as we use some American oak as well. But French oak is really what we use mostly. So I think we've got some 2011s or 2012s that are in Hungarian oak right now. So.
That's fantastic. So, what are some of your favorite varietals that you get into as going along, growing up? I mean, that type of thing.
For what we produce, I mean, our Pinot Noir. That's just it's a challenge. That's why it's a very challenging grape to grow in the Finger Lakes.
Right.
It's challenging period to produce. But I love our Sauv Blanc a lot. I love our Pinot
Sauv
Gris.
Blanc is amazing, amazing.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
you call it Pinot Gris, but it says on the label Pinot Grigio. Talk to me about that. Why you marketed it like that? Here.
The wine is made in a Pinot Gris style. Pinot Grigio is a bit easier to market, to be honest with you. It's everyone who's tried wine, I think, is familiar with Pinot Grigio.
Right.
So
yeah,
someday we may make maybe something that retails for a little higher, a Pinot Gris, Labella Pinot Gris.
Right.
But the Labella Pinot Grigio, again, the pricing on our wines is very reasonable. That Sauv Blanc is about $18 retail. This is about $14.99 retail as well. So
yeah, high quality wines, boutique.
Does that start
wines.
out as a grape, like purple, or no?
As far as Pinot Gris and Pinot Grigio,
yeah.
It's a white variety.
grape,
Pinot Gris and Pinot Grigio are cousins.
Different.
So
Oh,
Pinot
okay.
Gris is
Word-
from France. Pinot Grigio is
yeah,
Italy.
they mean gray.
Okay.
Grigio and Gris are gray. French is Gris, and then Grigio Italian for gray.
And Pinot Noir is dark.
Yeah.
You know, so Pinot
But
dark.
but
in
you're
French.
looking at Pinot
I got you.
Noir. If you're looking at something that's a grayish dark color, that's a Pinot
No,
Noir.
I'm looking at Pinot Grigio, and it has purple grapes. So I just asked the question.
Well, it can have a hue of it.
Okay.
Let's say, like if you get smacked in the face or something, you get a little bit of hemorrhage there on the outside there. That
And
can
there's no skin. There's no skin contact. The reason why white wines are obviously there's a little bit of a hue
'cause you
to
don't
them,
take
but
the
there's no
skins.
skin contact.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Skin contact on reds is the reason why they're red.
So it's a blanc,
color.
right? So it's almost a blanc de blanc, so to speak.
Okay.
Where they use the white inside of a kind of a white grape.
Sorry, I just had a stupid question.
No, it's not a stupid question at all. And the reason, the very interesting question, because that skin is what gives wine its tannins, what gives it the characteristics in a red grape. But with the white grape, you don't necessarily need the skin. That's a very interesting question. You just use the pulp basically on the white grape.
On the whites,
Just
we're
the-
just pressing.
Just
and-
pressing. Use
and that's it.
free run juice.
That's it.
Free
Yeah.
run. Okay,
Yeah.
no must.
Yeah.
No
Nope.
must, no
Nope.
fuss.
No must pump.
I think
no
that's where that
nothing.
comes from. That saying, no must, no fuss.
fuss.
Right? 'Cause that's amazing. Okay, so talk
This
to
one's
me-
got a little more earthy.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
Jason. There's that nose. There's that schnoz coming to work, coming to life. So the Pinot Grigio, as people don't know, I mean, it's from the Veneto region of Italy is where it's predominantly from, and those are the Alto Adige. That's the High Alps region. So because it's going to be a more dynamic, cold air, that type of thing, the mountainous, and what it brings to the table in that sense, it's usually more crisp and acidic. So talk to me about your New World version.
This Pinot Gris,
earthy for sure. I get
most Italian Pinot Gris are going to be very dry
Right.
and very light. I don't want to use the word watery, but that I mean they're just
Yeah,
so light.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
unbelievable.
yeah.
This Pinot Gris has body, and you're talking about microclimates.
Yeah.
This is from the east side of Seneca Lake. The Sauvignon Blanc is from the west side of Seneca Lake.
This is east side.
Yes,
You know what
we
can
lease
I-
this acreage on the
can I
east
tell you
side.
what I get off
taste
this?
it.
When I talk about Finger Lake terroir, I'm telling you, I get. You know what I'm getting off of this is petrol. A little bit of petrol from the shale.
Yeah.
Do you
Yes.
get that?
Yes, absolutely.
And it really gives that earthy characteristic.
Absolutely. This is, I mean, so complex that I'm still
I mean,
trying to
talk
figure out
about
what
a
it tastes like.
signature series, man. This
It is. It's good.
signature.
Delicious.
This
It's got a
is
lot going on.
exceptional.
Thank you. Thank you.
And it leaves your mouth like fresh and
Yeah, it
crisp
does.
and clear.
Wow, is that bright?
It's
It's
tangy.
an explosion in my mouth.
It's got some nice tang to
There's
it.
a soundbite. Oh boy, it's tangy. It's amazing. Really great. And then the acid is like 3/4 tongue, 3/4 palate right there. It's just stays with you. Great acid.
Absolutely.
I haven't
stuff.
said that since the 60s.
Where can we get pick up his wine?
Well, that's a great question, Jason. Talk to me about the availability. I mean, obviously you go there and have it shipped home. I had it shipped to me. Now, is it available? You can't just. Can you just buy it on the shelves in Florida?
In Florida, it's not available
Right.
wholesale. So
Right.
we don't have distribution in
He's
Florida.
working on
but
it. He's working on it. Give him a
absolutely.
We can
break
hook you up
already.
with
The
someone.
guy's busy, okay? He's
But
working.
you can,
trying to
but
get
you
it-
can order online, so you can
Yeah, I did
email.
see that on your
You know,
website,
just check us out on ShawVineyard.com.
Everybody,
and my
go to
email
Shaw
is
Vineyard.
right there
You
under
definitely want to
contact.
check this wine out. The La Bella.
And
Pinot
you have no,
Grigio.
no trouble shipping to Florida, right?
I
No
got it. No
trouble.
problem. They left
No
it right on
trouble.
my doorstep.
Really?
Yeah.
We didn't get in trouble, so yeah, you got your wine, and we're okay.
I got
so.
it like right away.
That's pretty cool.
And you're drinking it right now, so obviously it came through. Some people are afraid to get their wine shipped to Florida because of the heat.
The heat.
You know, wine can be a very big enemy of. I'm sorry, heat can be a big enemy of wine. But it came through, and obviously you can tell the quality.
Delicious,
here.
yeah.
It was not hindered
Yeah,
at
it
all.
is.
So please, guys, go to ShawVineyards.com and order as much wine as you can. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you. But
No,
yeah,
absolutely.
But Pinot Gris overall, again, it's the Italian style, which made it famous. Also made it famous for being just this one particular style. And I think what we're trying to do here with the La Bella is give it some body. There's a little bit of fruit to it. It's just fun. It's a fun wine. It really is.
Is it
So-
because everybody's so pissed off about the Santa Margarita thing? I mean, it's like Emperor's Clothes. Okay, so we're going to charge 3 times as much for the same thing everybody else is charging. You know, you can get a $10 bottle of Cavite, but Santa Margarita is $30, and it's like there's absolutely no. It comes from the same vineyard, the grapes. I mean,
It's a.
I can say it. You don't have to.
They've done a phenomenal marketing
They
job.
did.
They've done
I mean,
a phenomenal
they're almost
job.
as cool, it's almost as good as the Yellowtail people. I mean, which
They've been
is-
making that wine since the Middle Ages.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
amazing.
It's definitely a Roman wine. Phenomenal stuff, folks. We have Steve Shaw Jr. here. He is a proprietor for Shaw Vineyards and a winemaker, and just a great guy in his own right. He's also head of SDS Enterprises, which talk to me a little bit about that. Let's segue into SDS Enterprises and what it is you do on a daily basis. You know, living in New York, you know, hustling and bustling.
The genesis of SDS Enterprises, if you will, I had when I was 22 to about 27, something like that, worked for some big companies, some big spirits companies, and I liked it, but it was kind of their way or the highway, you know.
Yes.
And I always
They had a
wanted
lot
to.
of power.
Yes, absolutely. So it was, you know, you had to sell in their way. Everything was done in the way they wanted you to do it. So as the song, you know, goes, I'd like to do it my way. So
Yeah.
I've been on my own for about 4 or 5 years and have handled some great spirit brands. And I specifically focus on spirit brands because a wine brand would contradict what I'm trying to do here with Shaw. So
Yeah.
obviously my father and I's wine project is my sole focus in wine. And then as far as spirits, what I offer spirit brands, I like to work with developing brands.
Mhm.
So I'm offering them a way to enter the New York market and have a person on the ground at basically a fraction of the cost of what it would cost you to hire a rep and have a full-time employee. So it's almost a subcontractor. I'm almost an independent contractor, and I work categorically as far as one category.
Now, are you
only
a layer?
specific?
Are you a layer of the wholesaler beyond the wholesaler? I mean, is there no
I-
wholesaler
I am
involved
s-
between you and the supplier?
I am specifically sales and marketing. So
For the supplier, they're
yeah, the
directly
3-tier system
okay.
is in effect. The
Right.
3-tier system.
So they're
with-
getting distributed through the wholesaler.
Through a wholesaler,
but
yes.
you are the marketing and
you name it,
sales,
PR,
right,
product
PR.
placement, marketing, sales, tastings, trade events, so all the above. So
Right.
it's an option. You know, it's basically an option for developing brands specifically to enter the New York market and tap into my Rolodex, if
yeah.
you will.
Yeah, I
So-
tell you what, I've been in the beverage business a long time, and I would love to have a guy like you on my side. You know, out there
Oh,
just
thank
working
you.
in the streets day in and day out. You know, behind the brand. We don't really have people like that. I mean, so often it's the supplier and the wholesaler out there, and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And we got to make it happen. And we look to stuff like social media and events to get the brands out there.
Exactly.
But for somebody like you, you're special ops.
Yep. It's and I think it's a good option for developing brands because
Yeah.
whether it's Iceberg Vodka, Cockspur Rum, XYZ brand, that it's a great brand, but they don't have that corporate money behind them. It's and this is happening all over the place with indie brands and craft distilleries. You know, there's a whole new wave of American spirits as well as wine and beer, all the above. But also, not to mention indie imported brands like Cockspur, like Iceberg Vodka. So,
but I mean, if in my eyes, I'll tell you, I think those. I mean, you guys know those brands, right? Cockspur, I mean, Iceberg. I mean, they have good names.
I just heard of
in
them
Florida.
a couple weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I've known them forever. I mean, they've been around in Florida for a long time.
Well, you sell liquor daily.
Yeah, that's true. I guess. Okay, I'm tainted.
But they're great brands. Cockspur for a long time.
Yeah,
and the rum
and
too.
Iceberg, I was notable because of the whole Iceberg thing. So, are we going to segue into that? I guess we're going to segue. Well, we got one more red wine I want to taste before we segue into. Let's bust out the third red wine, and then before we can start segueing into that, we have to at least taste one of the reds. Leave the Pinot for me for later. I got that's in what it got a 90.
And earn some points.
Got an 88.
Got an 88.
Our Riesling got a 90 in the Wine Enthusiast,
Unbelievable.
and the Pinot got an 88.
But we're going to bust into the Shaw, the Keuka Hill Reserve. Now, talk to me a little bit about the reserve and the fact that it's Keuka Hill. Is this a different vineyard as well? George will open it up.
This is my father's baby. This is his baby.
Okay, cool.
It's Keuka Hill Road is the original Shaw Vineyard. So, you're familiar with Keuka Hill Road. It's overlooking the bluff on the east side of Keuka Lake.
Right.
Absolutely phenomenal
All the boats
view.
in the summertime. Beautiful.
Yes, absolutely. And Keuka Hill Road was the location of the original Shaw Vineyard. So, in honor of Keuka Hill Road, he named Keuka Hill Reserve. So, it's our Bordeaux blend. This particular vintage, our 2007, is 40% Cab Sauv, 30% Merlot, 30% Cab Franc. So,
Perfect.
it's a traditional Bordeaux style wine.
Yeah, absolutely.
In oak, roughly 3.5 years. So again, French oak, but it's really his blend masterpiece, if you will. It's really something he's very proud of.
It's amazing. You should be proud. I don't think a lot of people realize the time it takes to
got a weird question.
To produce a wine and sit on it for years and just something that it takes. I mean, I'm brewing a beer and 2 weeks later I can't wait to pop it open and see how it came out. I mean,
wine is a whole different animal.
It just takes the patience of an elephant. Yes, Jason.
You mentioned one side of the lake had one grapes and the other side had a different grape. How do you get across the lake? You have to take a boat, or do you drive around the whole thing?
We're gonna build a bridge pretty soon. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Are you on like the north tip or south tip of the lake? And you just go around
on Seneca Lake.
Because that would be impossible.
We're literally about in the middle between the two towns. There's Watkins Glen at the south end and Geneva at the north end, and we are about midway in between.
Okay, so
Watkins and
I guess on the map it just looks bigger than it is.
Now, interesting thing, Jason. From personal experience, Geneva is an old, has a lot college town. What's the college that's right there?
Hobart William Smith.
William Smith, big college. Now it's co-ed, but it was a woman's college forever.
William Smith was female. Yes.
So
female.
you should see the architecture there. Gorgeous old colonial style homes that just bank the whole northeast, western edge of the lake. And then at the south is Watkins Glen is a raceway where they race. It's a NASCAR raceway, and I'm sure you've been there when the boys pull into town. It must be an absolute
I've heard
party.
of that place,
Every summer I've been there. It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable, right? And you're talking about a little town, Jason.
Of 2,700 people.
2,700 people, but then NASCAR pulls in and they have a real raceway.
100,000 people show up.
People come from everywhere, but it's a party, right? I mean, it's like unbelievable.
It's a great time, but also there's a lot of history there too. It's the original road course in the United States.
Was it?
So Watkins Glen is a road course style. So it's an open wheel style racetrack.
Wow.
So obviously the traditional racetracks are turn left, basically.
Yeah.
It's just an oval.
Oh, I didn't know it was a road course.
Watkins Glen is a road course.
Oh,
so it was
that's
originally
fantastic.
designed as a Formula One. It was a Formula One race. So
what's the name of the falls? It starts with an N right there. There's all kinds of waterfalls everywhere. Right down off of Glenora Road, there's those amazing falls. But then there's some falls that are like the Indians. Like everything's like an Indian site, and it's just like so cool.
Heavy Native American.
Heavy
influence.
Native American
yeah,
influence.
Everything Seneca is a tribe, and
it's absolutely it's amazing that there's so much history. And Jason, I have transversed the lake. It's 36 miles. That's how I know. The lake's 36 miles, so going around it is like 100. It takes you
an hour and a half.
dude.
Or so.
Well, no, it takes longer than that. It takes all day because you stop at all the vineyards.
Oh, okay.
And it's just
you have to have a pit stop.
Yeah,
literally.
Dude, that's what it's all about.
This wine smells like a 70s record store.
Musty?
It tastes well. It's got like champa, like spices, and it's really delicious.
Yeah, it smells good.
Thank you.
This exceptional on the nose. I do get a ton of spice. I get a ton of, of course, dark fruits.
You
I
get
get a
that
little
earthiness as well.
I get like forest floor,
I got
like
the
that
forest
pine
floor for sure.
and chips of oak and stuff. I think Dio's getting a buzz back there. He's
All
like
right,
laughing and talking
all right.
to himself.
He's a lightweight.
I'd still
this is
ask
something
for a boat. I'm sorry. You make your trip across the lake.
There's marinas everywhere. You got to come with us. Actually,
I should go. It looks beautiful.
You definitely have to.
But this is something. Lamb, tenderloin. This is the Cuca Hill Reserve is your
filet mignon
barbecue. Anything you're going to barbecue or
beautiful.
broil.
And it's got that
London broil, whatever.
Interesting thing. It's a 2007 reserve, so you can tell there's a little bit of age there. I always look at the pitch, the halo, but then it's also got that interesting red brick, that garnet, as it gets a little bit more in that kind of like old Chicago brick color.
Yep.
And I just put some age on it. That's just absolutely beautiful. But
Thank
the
you.
nose on it is exquisite, and I get that like he's talking about. It's almost like that those candles that my mother-in-law has in her house. That really wonderful spice that just really comes out in the background. Almost makes me feel like Christmas and Thanksgiving all rolled into one. It makes you feel good. The nose on this wine.
What else do they grow?
It is. It's
what else
comforting.
do they
It really
grow
is.
up?
Yeah.
What else do they grow up there besides grapes? Just out of curiosity.
Weed, man, tons of it.
Oh,
man.
really?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
There's some grapes aren't the only cash crop. Yeah.
No, but
I mean,
it's
that area is. I mean, it's a very historic agriculture.
Mennonites,
Corn.
There's Mennonites everywhere that have farmers markets that are second to none, bro.
Wow,
The
looks
corn,
like a cool place.
And you know what? I never learned this until I went up there. You know how there's corn for cattle that's got the yellow or the really dark on the top. It's like a little thing, but you look for the white sprout growing out, and that's the sweet corn.
Yes, that's what you want to eat with your after your dinner or before your dinner, whatever you prefer.
Stands everywhere for sweet corn. My wife's an absolute sweet corn
and
fanatic.
the honor system applies to all these little stands.
You go and pick
just
it,
dump
and put
$5 in the wooden.
Absolutely, and there's
hole.
Mennonites everywhere, Jason. They have the little triangle like reflector on the back of their carriage, so you don't nail them.
I'd run them off the road.
But they're everywhere, and they have like big farms and everything. But it's interesting about vineyards. People don't realize is they grow beautiful gardens with all kinds of different vegetables and that for a reason. For your soil.
We have sunflowers,
right? Which in France,
so
that's the main thing in France.
Yeah, we have sunflowers, and then mustard seeds are out in Napa.
Yeah,
so everybody's got their own little.
And people will talk about if you have Cabernet that grows too close to an oak tree, your Cabernet will have a green. Vegetal quality. It'll taste like green pepper and that type of thing.
It truly gives you an idea of how everything affects everything is connected. Everything that you're doing. Good or bad to the land.
Let me taste this wine because I've just been smelling.
You haven't tasted it yet? No, it's great.
Absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Not only is the fruit there,
yeah,
but instantly does my tongue become furry, and that's a good thing because that's all the tannin. That is not easy to get. To be light and drinkable, have that much flavor, that much of a bouquet, but then to have that much tannin in a wine that's really not intensely, medium-bodied, but an amazing amount of tannin, which is really a testament to the winemaker. So, bravo.
Thank you,
Steve Shaw.
Thank you. That's Steve Senior. Absolutely.
Steve Senior.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Steve Shaw. I will call you Junior.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Bravo. Fantastic. Okay, so we'll take a quick break just so we can segue into the spirits. When we come back, we're going to try the Cream de Menthe vodka.
The chocolate mint. Chocolate mint.
I'm sorry. Chocolate mint. And then we'll add.
Can't wait.
And then we're going to make a quick little shot out of the regular iceberg so we can see how smooth and awesome it is. And I bet it's a great value.
Oh, it's the best value on the market, in my opinion.
Great.
Again,
well,
I'm biased,
I respect
but
your
it's
opinion.
the best value on the market.
Yeah, really.
Out there
if there's
right
anybody's
now.
opinion I respect right now, it's yours. So, fantastic. We're going to do all that. We're going to have a great time as we always do on SoFlo Radio and BuyTheGlassShow.com.
Why bother listening to those other douchebags while we've got everything you need right here? SoFloRadio.com. Radio you've missed. And now Put a team of professional consultants behind your home or business computer with Key Information Solutions, providing solutions to your internet and computing needs while keeping you on the cutting edge of technology. Preventative maintenance and networking support, hardware and custom-built computers. Let Key Information Solutions be your personal tech staff for your home or office with affordable hourly, monthly, or annual rates to fit anyone's budget. Call Key Information Solutions now. 954-973-3374. That's 954-973-3374. Or visit keyinformation.com.
When you're ready to actually lose weight safely and steadily while being monitored by a physician, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson is there for you. The family medicine practice was established by her father in 1956 and continues as a medical practice that now specializes in weight reduction. Dr. Kim Jacobson joined the practice 20 years ago as both a family medicine practitioner and weight loss specialist. The Weight Loss Clinic utilizes a combination of appetite suppression medication and vitamins to produce great results, usually 3 to 4 pounds per week for most patients. Now you can change your lifestyle while still enjoying your own food, just less of it. They offer a choice of 2, 3, or 4-week plans. So whether you just need to lose a few pounds or a lot, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson can help you. They're located at 5454 Northeast 4th Avenue in Miami, just 2 blocks west of 54th Street and Biscayne Boulevard. Call them at 305-751-0091. They'll be happy to answer any and all of your questions. That's 305-751-0091. Get started on a beautiful new body today with Dr. Kim Jacobson and the Weight Loss Clinic.
At Power Smoothie in Aventura, we show fruit no mercy. Always fresh, always delicious. Power Smoothie in Aventura makes the best power smoothies on earth, like the Strawberry Passion, Dulce de Leche, and the all-new Malted Jorge. Try the mouth-watering Chipotle chicken wrap or savory nacho everyday nachos. Power Smoothie in Aventura, open 7 days a week, located just north of the Aventura Mall in the Promenade Shops. Or call 305-792-5338. Mention you heard about us on the George Rodriguez Show and get a free Banana Bobana.
The most important online radio station.
It's easier than ever to listen to SoFlo. On the air and everywhere. On any computer, any mobile device, iPhone, iTouch, and anywhere you are, just hit SoFloRadio.com. Tell your friends about South Florida's radio network, SoFloRadio.com. And now we return you to By the Glass.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Hey everybody, welcome back to By the Glass. Yeah, it's cool because me and Steve Shaw Jr. We're sitting here and we're talking about his iceberg vodka, which I can't wait to try. He's asking me, ask me on mic what you're asking there about this. He's like, this stuff's so good, so pure, you're gonna want to try it. Just ice, just boom.
Sounds good.
Up.
I'm in.
It's been in the freezer the whole time.
It's been in the freezer all day, and actually,
how can I tell that it's cold, Steve?
Iceberg is the first spirit with a cold activated label.
How cool is that?
The Canadian maple leaf turns red. Check it out.
It's kind of like Coors Light cans.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's cold when it's blue.
But it's the first spirit to do this.
Yeah, that's
but
cool.
Unlike Coors, you can drink this.
Fantastic.
But here we go.
So we're gonna try a little straight vodka. Just give me a skosh because perfect. Yeah, because
I'll take a little more than what you gave Brad.
A little hammered. I tell you what,
I'm going roller skating after this. Thank you.
Very, very cool. So, folks, yeah, we're in studio. Welcome to By the Glass. You know, it's almost
smells. Not smelling a lot of flavor off of it.
No, this is the straight vodka.
This is the flavor one.
Duh.
So take this one back.
This is the control.
Dio, take this back and mix it with something because we want to taste how good it works in a drink. We're just going to try this real quick, and then we're going to move on.
Nothing. This has got to be the purest vodka ever.
We're tasting. We're tasting iceberg vodka. So okay, here's what I asked Steve.
Vodka.
I said, Steve, how the hell do they get the iceberg water? What do they stand there at the bottom with a cup in their hand? I don't get it.
That's how I used to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, listen to this.
They
go
truck
out.
it down.
They go out in. First, they've got something not necessarily as big as an oil tanker, but a big tanker, okay?
And they capture the iceberg.
They do. They harvest them, if you will. They harvest
So they
them.
go out in a boat.
They go out
and they pull up to the iceberg.
Literally fishing boats. Like just little, like a fishing boat.
Right. I had this idea when I was in kindergarten to save the children in Africa with water.
Just spraying it on them?
No, harvest the icebergs and send it down.
And then you lost interest, right?
Well, they made vodka out of it, so I think that's like
what
ups your idea.
As Iceberg says, one of their mottos is "When life hands you icebergs, make vodka." So, seriously, that's
awesome.
one of their taglines.
So they go out with a boat and they put it into a big bladder.
What's happening is
that's what I'm doing.
They're out in this boat. They're out in the boat, out in a fishing boat, and then you've got someone who's got a little .22 rifle. Okay, they're shooting the iceberg at a specific position where it'll crack it and it'll fall into the ocean. They net it, harvest it, put it back into the big tanker, and they melt that water down. We're talking 12,000-year-old, untouched by human hands.
That's amazing. So
pure
they get
water.
a big chunk of ice and then go and melt that down.
Then they put it into a tanker. It's still untouched by human hands. So it's
Dude.
they're harvesting it
Do
literally from nature.
Do you think they ever found like a fossil in there, like a bone of some crazy fish or something?
Dinosaur head. Yeah.
Dinosaur head.
I promise there's nothing in. They filter it. They filter it. They filter it. I promise you.
No, but
I
that's amazing. Because it's like
now fewer dinosaur pieces per million.
But you know how many spirit companies go to that nth degree, go to that length
exactly
to really back up the name.
The hands-on labor is there. I mean, they're literally harvesting these things by hand. If you've ever watched the Weather Channel,
that's a common theme with the brands that you
hunters,
represent.
So whereas,
absolutely, they're
really
it's a small handcrafted brand.
A lot of people are paying pennies for their water, and you're actually having to spend money and go out and get it.
Yeah, well,
exactly.
it's worth it.
But it's worth it. Yeah, no, it's. I mean, tastes delicious.
Unbelievable. It does. So we just tried it regular, and I tell you, I'm not Russian, so I don't drink vodka straight. But this was sweet.
And it gets
really
that
good.
It gets that from the Ontario peaches and cream sweet corn that they're using. So it's
okay. So that's part of the mash.
Vodka. Yes.
I meant to ask you what the mash is of. It's not just like barley and wheat.
It's specifically corn based. Yes.
Corn based peaches and cream,
which means it's gluten free. By the way,
it is gluten free. But you know what? It's very very sweet. In a good way.
Yeah,
very rarely.
I say
no
most, taste at all.
I mean, most you can have a potato vodka, you can have a mash of corn, or you can have a mash of many different things. Anything to get a pure distillate. But the fact that they're going the extra mile with the perfectly pure water and the wonderful sweet corn, absolutely.
The final product is. I mean, both.
It's amazing. And what'd you say? You get retail on $7.50?
Both these retailing for $15.
Too much.
Can you believe
ridiculous.
That? It's such a value.
It's ridiculous.
Too much orange.
How do they send out the boat? You know what I mean?
Dio, you put too much orange. That's what Jason said.
But the value, the value on Iceberg vodka is just crazy.
No,
it's just such a great deal.
Now you can find this anywhere, right?
This is available in, Total Wine. It's available at a lot of the stores down in Florida, and then it's available in about 6 states. So you've got Florida, Georgia, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts. There's a
Makes
couple
the
of
orange
states.
better.
It's available about 6 states in the U.S.
And you can get it out there, folks. Go check it out. Go to your Total Wine and go see Ed Roberts. And thanks. I got to say thank yous now because I'm starting to get a little drunk and I'll forget. First of all, we enjoy all of these wonderful products responsibly. Do not drink and drive. Do not drink under 21. Enjoy responsibly. If you're pregnant, please wait. Kids, do not consume. Nobody over consume out there. And wait till you're 21 and then drink with us every Thursday at 6 on By the Glass. I want to thank Ed Roberts for putting it all together.
Thank you, Ed.
We always did. And I definitely got to thank Steve Shaw Jr. Dude, awesome dude. I wish you lived down here so we could party and hang out together.
I will be back.
You'll be back, and then hopefully you'll be around when I
party.
maybe if you're up in the Finger Lakes sometime.
We're coming to Crash's place.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he lives in Manhattan, though. So,
well, hey, we'll crash there.
But it's not too far. 6-hour drive. 6-hour drive to home, right?
I'm ready for that mint.
It's about 5, from New York
You've
City.
been doing it for so long, you got all.
I can do it in my sleep.
Shave it down to 5.
I can do it in my sleep.
Yeah,
exactly.
Sure.
Yep.
But we're having a great time. No, we're gonna try. I want to try the cream de menthe. Right,
the chocolate mint.
Chocolate mint.
I'm sorry. You said it the first.
Because you're drunk. No, it wasn't me.
Somebody said it.
Let's blame Dio.
First, I want you guys to smell this.
Yeah.
This is.
Can I get another glass, please, Dio?
First, I want you guys to smell this. Okay. They have nailed it. They have nailed this flavor profile.
How do they put the
Unbelievable.
flavor in
Pass
there?
it around.
Is it infused?
We only have
these are their ice fusions.
Okay, so they are
grab it from him.
We only have a minute.
Grab it from him.
Okay, pour it. Yeah, go ahead and pour it for
Grab
me.
it and smell it.
It
Pour
is
it.
flavored. It is flavored.
Okay,
but it's the
Just
ice
grab it and
fusion.
smell
is
it.
what the brand name is. But here
he'll
first,
pour it. No, he'll
smell
pour it
this
for
guy.
you.
I mean, they have just hit it right on the head.
Grab it.
Jason's so funny. He's trying to get him to.
Grab it.
You
And
guys
smell
don't
it.
know at home. He's been trying to get.
This is
my God!
This is the one I want to
It
try.
smells like a chocolate bar. Here you go.
Oh my God, that smells yummy. Look at me.
It's just.
George is like pouring it. Woo, that's perfect.
Leave some for everybody, please.
Yeah, leave some for
just
everybody
kidding.
What? You're leaving this here, right?
Absolutely.
This is that's the house. That's the house.
That's the house. So, folks,
I want that because
everybody
I love
pour a
chocolate
little-
and mint.
This is
cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got 1 minute straight.
Absolutely. We're gonna pour
Cheers.
some, and we're gonna all cheers. We're gonna all cheers.
This-
Steve
just-
Shaw Jr., one of the best guests we've ever had on By the Glass.
Thank you so
This guy's
much.
been awesome.
Thank you.
He's having
That's
a
saying a
great
lot
time.
because usually he has hot chicks.
All right. Woohoo. Salud.
Wow, the chocolate is there.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
that tastes like a Girl Scout
my
cookie.
goodness.
It's like a Thin Mint
That's a Thin
Andy's
Mint.
bar,
Woo!
Andy's candy.
You don't
That's a
need
peppermint patty.
to mix it with anything.
The rocks. All you
Drink
need is
that
rocks.
straight.
That's it. It's
No,
just
no
so,
rocks.
so fantastic.
George usually waits till he's got a good
I don't
bust
like
for
rocks, man.
You don't need.
Unbelievable, man. All you gotta
I
do
don't
is
want
pour.
this to be diluted.
You don't even need to pour it.
You don't need
over
dessert
us.
anymore.
This is
Just drink
amazing
that.
stuff, guys. Go out and buy some iceberg. You can get it anywhere at Total Wine in South Florida. It is worth the $15 you're going to spend. It is amazing. I can't tell you what a great show it's been to have a true talent in this field. Steve Shaw Jr. Thanks so much to everybody involved, and check us out next week. We got a brand new show coming for you. Always a pleasure to sit and drink with you guys every Thursday at 6. Check out my website, bytheglassshow.com, and always have a wonderful and safe evening. Love you guys. All right, take care out there, and we will see you next time. Okay, bye bye.
By the Glass.
All right.